Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be talking about the conjunction of Venus and Mars, and this is happening in the sign of Leo at 20 degrees of Leo on the 13th of July, 2021. And this is a really beautiful energy. Venus and Mars have not been conjunct since 2019. And so we've been in a cycle of creativity, of romance, of all of these things that Venus and Mars represent when they come together since 2019, and we're beginning a brand new cycle right now. The really interesting thing about this is that some consider this a triple conjunction, the first part of a triple conjunction, because Venus and Mars will be exactly conjunct twice in 2022 in the sign of Capricorn. And they're actually going to be moving within 2 degrees of each other through the sign of Capricorn, all the way from February 12th until, let me look here, sometime in March, until March 19th. And so the day before the equinox, when the sun will then shift into Aries, they begin to break apart and they become more than 2 degrees. And Venus begins to move forward. But that's a really long time for them to be together, moving together. This first conjunction that we're having in the sign of Leo on the 13th is only a day, and then they break apart. Like, their energy doesn't stay together for long. They come together. It's this huge explosion of energy in the sign of Leo. And then we move through that energy until February, when they come back together again in the sign of Capricorn, and things get a little more serious. And so we're not going to get too into the Capricorn conjunctions or conjunction. I'm looking at it really as a giant conjunction because they're traveling together within a couple degrees. But that is going to be really fun because they're going to have some really interesting, they're going to both come into conjunction with Pluto at one point at 27 degrees of Capricorn. They're actually going to move together into Aquarius and be exactly conjunct at 0 degrees of Aquarius, and then begin moving through the early degrees of Aquarius together. And so it's a really fun, interesting energy that we're going to be experiencing with them in 2022 that is very much a deeper blending of our masculine and feminine energies and a deeper unification of that in a real concrete way, right? Capricorn is an earth sign. It's a very concrete sign. It's a sign of progress. It's a sign of improvement. It's a sign of really getting things done. And so we're going to see a lot of powerful energy when those two come together, and when they meet up with Pluto and it receive this transformation, this activation, this alchemization. It's going to be really, 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 really beautiful when that happens. But we're starting out with this conjunction in Leo, which in its own way is absolutely gorgeous. We have all of that beautiful Leo energy that's kicking this off as these two first meet in the sky. Mars and Venus are known by astrologers as the lovers. They represent the masculine and the feminine aspects of our nature. And we see a lot of energy around romance, around love, around partnership. When these planets get together, this is dynamic, creative energy as well, right? Because the masculine and the feminine energy are the energies of creation when they come together. So this is a huge cycle as far as what it is that we're wanting to create, what it is that we're wanting to birth and manifest into the world. And this conjunction happens just a few days after the new moon in Cancer, which is very much that creation energy as well. And so we're birthing something brand new into the world at this point. We're beginning that cycle of it, and then we're really refining it and fine-tuning it as we move into 2022, when Venus and Mars come back together in Capricorn. But this is like that initial spark, that beautiful fiery burst in the sign of Leo. And we're really going to be learning a lot about ourselves in this rather short cycle that we have until we reach February of 2022. As these two come together, we're going to be learning a lot about ourselves in terms of what Leo represents. So this is really about our needs. What are our deeper needs? How do we feel loved? What do we need to feel loved, to feel appreciated, to feel acknowledged? And where are we or are we not receiving those things? And how can we, of course, give those things to ourselves? If we find that we are needing them excessively, how can we learn how to turn that energy around and give that back to ourselves? That is a very important part of this process. It is this deeper understanding of what makes us tick, in a sense, when it comes to our relationships, when it comes to, yes, our creative projects as well. all of these different energies, those of course being the two primary, and yes, our sexuality and a deeper understanding of our sexuality coming into play as well. But this is as far as just the pure simple light astrology of it goes, this is a really fun energy because Leo is dynamic, it is charismatic. We're going to be feeling very romantic, we're going to be into big romantic gestures, we're really going to be wanting to wear our hearts on our sleeves, because that's what Leo does. At the end of the day, Leo is an energy that's all about heart. And so we're really seeing and understanding how we're able to give and receive love and what that love is. And it was really cool. I was listening to Molly McCord's podcast on this, and she was talking about the love languages, I think, in that one. Or it might have been a different one I was watching. But I really like that, the understanding of the love languages. And what is your love language? And how does that translate in your life, right? We're really beginning to see and understand this and beginning to know ourselves on a deeper level when it comes to what it is that we require in order to feel that sense of fulfillment. What do we need from a partner? What do we need from ourselves? How do we need to express ourselves in the world in order to feel and that sense of fulfillment? Leo is very much about expression. Leo is that energy of all the world is a stage. So where are we stepping into that stage, onto that stage in our lives? This is also going to be a reality check when it comes to our need for validation, when it comes to our need for applause. Are there places where our ego is taking over? Are they our true needs, the needs of our soul, or the needs of our ego? And do we know how to differentiate? That's something that we're going to be learning as well. And we're really going to be feeling and understanding, or we're being asked to look at and feel and understand the masculine and the feminine sides of our essence and our being, and how those different sides, what are the different needs of those two different sides of us? How do those two different sides of us express? How can we express them together in harmony and allow those energies to support each other so that we can continue to flourish, so that we can continue to experience pleasure and joy in our lives, so that we can be these beautiful creative channels and we can spontaneously express the joy that lives within us. We can bring our creations to fruition. We can experience love in all of the areas, aspects, and facets of our lives. So we're going to get a really deep understanding of ourselves, and we are possibly going to experience relationships that bring us into a deeper understanding, that take us from where we are now after everything we've learned since 2019 and take us into the next level of growth that's necessary for us at this time. And so we're going to pull some cards, and we're actually going to start with the Moonology deck. Clear. So let's get a little energy about this Venus and Mars conjunction in the sign of Leo. And these are the deeper things that we're going to want to understand about ourselves as we then move into February, and we have the second conjunction that's really then asking us to utilize everything that we've learned and to really move forward and to create something stable and to really fine-tune that. But this is a fun sort of way to kick off these energies here. All right, so we have full moon in Virgo coming out. You are good enough. And then we also have new moon in Aries. It's time to take action. So it's this energy of knowing our worth, knowing our value. And anywhere where in the past we have not acknowledged our worth or our actions, right? Because it's time to take action with this new moon in Aries card. Our actions have not mirrored our worth, right? It's like we've been learning more about our worth, but the true determination of knowing our worth is whether our actions align with that knowing. And so this has really been, I think, something, and I know I've been definitely learning this in the past couple years, especially when it comes to all aspects of life, when it comes to finances, when it comes to career, when it comes to love, when it comes to all of these different things, this energy of knowing our worth. I know that I've been learning this, and I'm sure a lot of other people have too. So it's like now that we're moving into this new cycle, and we have on the bottom of the deck a new romantic cycle begins, how can we put that into practice? Are our actions mirroring that? Are we still accepting less than we deserve in some way, shape, or form? And are we ready to take the action to correct that? Are we living our lives in a way that says that we know and understand our worth? And if not, then this is a time where we're being invited to see that. We're being shown that, so that we can begin to correct that, so that we can come into a deeper place of love, honor, and appreciation for ourselves. Let's see what other energies want to come out here. Yep, our new romantic cycle begins did pop out. And then we also have be bold and make the first move. And that's the cardinal moon. Okay, that cardinal energy coming through. Yeah, and we got a lot of cardinal energy here. Because we have Libra and Aries on the table as well, which are cardinal signs. And so there's a lot of, right, this fiery Leo energy is very much activating. It's asking us to take action. And so we're really getting that push to move forward. To be bold, right? We have the Aries card and the be bold. So there's a lot of that boldness. It's a lot of like, if we have been the type in the past to sit back and let things happen to us, we're being asked to make things happen. It's that energy of what I'm being reminded of is indecisiveness. And it's that energy of, if you don't make a choice, that choice is eventually made for you. And so this is a period where we're coming out of that and we're realizing, I'm tired of my choices being made for me. I'm going to make that choice first. I'm going to make that move first. I'm going to start that business. I'm going to ask that person out on a date. I'm going to be honest about my feelings, right? I'm going to charge what I am worth, right, for the services that I offer. Whatever it is, however it is, you're being asked to be the initiator in your own life. And so part of this new romantic cycle energy is just that. It's if you've been the type to be very passive and sit back, you're being asked to make the first move. This may be for some people, if you're used to being somebody who's pursued, you may be moving into an energy where you become the pursuer, where you see someone or something that you want and you have to make that move instead of letting it happen to you, instead of waiting for somebody else to do it. It's like you're being asked to do it. You're being asked to get into the driver's seat of your own life in whatever way, shape, or form that is going to be happening for you. And we have don't let your past hold you back on the bottom of the deck, the South Node. And so definitely that energy as well, as we're moving beyond all these past stories. We're moving beyond the energies of the past. We're not allowing our past relationships. We're not allowing our past creative endeavors, the past projects, and any perceived failures to cause us to be afraid to take that action, to make that move. Right? We're not looking at what's happened in the past and assuming that's what's going to happen in the present. Right? We want to learn from the lessons of the past, but once we've learned from them, we don't have to keep repeating them. And when we expect the past to happen in our present, we will repeat that, because that's what our expectation is. That's what we're looking for, and that's what we're going to find. So I think people are beginning to understand that more as we move into this new cycle as well. You know, and there is no such thing as failure. Every time that something doesn't work out, we learn something from that. And sometimes things don't work out for a reason. And we've begun to really understand that as well. So we have work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio coming out. So this is a time to work through those fears. Work through those fears of making the first move. Work through those fears of speaking the truth that's in your heart. Work through those fears of not being good enough, right? Am I good enough to ask for that promotion? Am I good enough to start my own business? Am I good enough to start charging enough money so that I can actually live comfortably? Am I good enough to ask this person out to be with this person? Am I worthy of this? Right? These are the types of things that we're wanting to look at. And if the answer to any of those questions is no, if there's fear or discomfort that comes up, then it's time to look at that and really sift through that. Because we're being asked to release all those fears that hold us back. And a lot of that, this was the first card that came out. It has to do with worthiness. And if you guys want to work on this personally, my email's in the description box below. Reach out to me. We can do some work around this, around worthiness. I am going to be putting together a workshop, an event relatively soon after I get back from Sedona that has to do with worthiness. And I want people who want to really step up into a deeper level of worthiness. right? Because there's a lot here for each and every single one of us, lifetimes and lifetimes of this energy of feeling unworthy, of feeling not good enough, that we are moving through, that we are working through and healing right now. Then we have full moon, surrender to the divine. So there's going to be shifts, there's going to be changes happening. And so we're being asked to just surrender to those changes, surrender to those shifts, and to trust them. We're being asked to surrender to our guidance, to the guidance that's coming through. We're being guided to do certain things. We're being guided to take certain actions. And so the time has come. Surrender doesn't just mean doing nothing. Surrender means doing the thing that makes sense. Doing the thing that we know in our hearts is the thing that we're meant to do, even if we are afraid. Right? It's like something that people are starting to realize as we move into this new cycle, right? Is that there have been times, oh wow, and that totally just left my mind there. I don't know what I was going to say. Something about, there have been times where we didn't take it, where we knew exactly what to do, but we didn't take the action because we didn't trust that things were going to work out. We didn't trust ourselves. It's like we received this inspired thought or idea, but we were like, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. Nobody's going to want to take part in that. No one's going to want to listen to what I have to say. No one's going to, whatever the thing is, right, that we say to ourselves, where we second guess it, where we say, but that doesn't make sense. But I don't know how I'm going to be supported in that way. I don't know how that's going to work out, so I'm not going to do it. And so Spirit is saying those things that you've known all along that you were meant to do, but you just haven't done yet, it's time to take action on those things. And it's time to stop letting your fears hold you back. It's time to surrender to the divine, surrender to the process and the path that your life is trying to take. It's like the universe is already forming. It's forming a path for you. It's just like I see us standing at the edge of that path, looking down and being like, I don't know if I want to walk that. Like, do you see up there? There's a break in the path and there's a river running through it. And there's a bunch of stones on the river, but I don't want to hop those stones. What if I fall? What if I miscalculate and I land in the water? Well, if you land in the water, you're going to get wet. But you can still get back up again. It's not the end of the world. If we trip, if we fall, we can get back up. Right? And Spirit will always be there with a hand. That hand may come in the form of a person, an opportunity. There's so many different ways that hand can manifest. But we will always be given that hand to get back up again. We don't have to worry about that. If we need it. I think that's another thing that we're starting to realize, is that we don't need as much as we thought. We have much more strength within us than we originally believed. And so that's something that's coming through as well. It's this confidence that's emerging. This confidence that's emerging from the doubt. And then we have balanced spirituality and practicality, full moon in Pisces. And so this is that faith and that action, right? This is that divinely inspired action. Right? That's what we mean by surrender. Doesn't mean just sitting there doing nothing. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. Surrender means going with the flow and the trajectory of where our life is trying to take us. It means taking those divinely inspired actions. It means walking through our fears. We had this new moon in Aries as the first card coming out. Remember, Aries is the sign I was going to say that is the sign that is fearless, but Aries is not fearless. Aries is courageous. Courage is what is found in the face of fear. It's what allows us to walk through our fears. It doesn't mean that we're not afraid. It means that we have the strength to continue to move, even when we feel as though, even when a part of us wants to be paralyzed. So it's like shaking us out of our paralysis a little bit. Anywhere where we've been stuck. Anywhere where we've been afraid to move. It's bringing that movement in. And then we have you and your loved ones are safe, new moon in Cancer. And this card is reminding us that everyone and everything that we love is safe. Like, we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to limit ourselves or hold ourselves back for fear of how it's going to affect another. Of course, we always want to think about how our actions affect others, but we don't have to restrict ourselves. We don't have to hold ourselves back from what we know is meant for us. There is a solution. There is a way. Yeah, this is also that beautiful nurturing energy. And we talked about how the new moon in Cancer happens a few days before this conjunction happens. Right? So we have that beautiful Cancer energy coming in. We have that beautiful nurturing energy. It's like we're learning how to love each other, how to nurture each other on a much deeper level than we have before. We're really learning how to keep our own hearts safe. And we're really learning that keeping our hearts safe doesn't mean shutting ourselves off from love and connection. Keeping our hearts safe means knowing that we are going to be okay no matter what, because we take good care of our hearts. Because we love ourselves so deeply that it doesn't matter if another doesn't love us. Right? It doesn't matter if something doesn't work out. It doesn't matter if we put ourselves out there and we are rejected, because we accept ourselves. And so no matter what happens, we can feel safe expressing our hearts because we don't need something back from somebody else when we do. Right? It's that need that causes the problem. That's that lower vibration of Leo energy that we're learning how to refine. Like, we want that openness, we want that big-heartedness, we want that boldness, but we don't want that need for validation, that need for reciprocation is leaving us. We're loving just because that's what we are, just because that's who we are. And we have enough love for ourselves that it doesn't matter what is reflected back to us. But we also have the discernment to know where our energy and our love and our energy and our love is well placed and where it's not. And we're not wasting it and spreading it out in all these areas where it's not needed. And once we move into the conjunction in Capricorn, we're going to be learning that on a much deeper level. The refinement of our energy, the management of our energy, how we utilize it, who and what we share it with. But we're beginning this journey now. I say beginning, but we've been on this journey for a little bit. To be 100% honest. Yeah, I want to pull some Sacred Earth oracles. Clear. Let's get some guidance for this Venus-Leo conjunction. Guidance for this Venus-Leo conjunction. Okay. So we have listen coming out. And we have balance. So the listen. This is a cycle where we are learning how to listen. We're learning how to listen to ourselves first and foremost so that we understand more deeply what it is that we want, what it is that we need, and what it is that is our responsibility to provide, and what it is that we can reasonably expect from another. But we're also being guided to listen to each other, to really perfect the art of listening, right? Fire signs tend to be really good at speaking, but the listening is just as important as the speaking. Listening is not waiting for your turn to speak. Listening is being fully present for what another has to say. And it goes far beyond the words, right? We listen with our energy. We listen to people's energy. We listen to their mannerisms. We listen to what's beneath their words, right? We listen, we truly connect with them. It's that energy of true connection, of learning how to do that better. And the better we are able to listen, the better we are then able to communicate, the better we're able to perceive, and the easier it is to navigate situations. We listen to ourselves so that we can convey our truth more proficiently, more accurately, and we listen to others so that we can understand their truth more deeply. And then this balance, this is that balancing and harmonizing of the masculine and the feminine within us, of the two different sides within us. And seeking that balance. Seeking that balance, like we said, once again, between how we love another, what we expect from another, and how we love ourselves and what we expect from ourselves. seeking that balance between practicality and spirituality, right? Between inaction and action. That's the feminine is the receptive, the masculine is the active. And so balancing those two aspects of ourselves, the listening and the speaking, right? The listening would be the feminine, the speaking would be the masculine. All of these different ways that we're noticing these different aspects of ourselves. And this is a really key part of our ascension process, is the balancing, the blending of duality into unity, the balancing and harmonizing of these masculine and feminine aspects of ourselves, and how they work in tandem, how they work synergistically, how they work in balance together. If we're imbalanced in either aspect, we're not going to be as dynamic, we're not going to be as creative, we're not going to be as effective in the world, and we're also not going to be able to ascend, because we need to merge them, we need to unify them. And I was talking about this in the daily reading today, the energy and the understanding that as we are moving through this ascension process, we talk about the return, the rise of the divine feminine. But it's not like the divine feminine is rising and we're pushing the masculine to the side. We need both of these energies. They work together. When they work together, they become one energy, right? They become intuitive and active. They become strong and gentle. All of these things come together and are expressed as one beautiful, harmonized, balanced energy. And so what I want to do right now, I think, is I want to look at what's going on with the masculine and the feminine aspect of our nature as we're moving through this Venus and Mars conjunction. And so what's happening for each one of these aspects of our energy and nature as we're moving forward. And we're going to use the Intuit Oracle for this. Clear. All right. So let's talk about the masculine first. What is the masculine side of our energy learning? What is the journey for the masculine? What is our masculine energy experiencing? The masculine side of our nature during this Mars-Venus conjunction and the months that follow. Masculine side of our nature, of our essence. So we have the hummingbird coming out. And this says being present, resilience, lightness of being, enjoying life. So our masculine side is learning how to be present and enjoy life. And so this is very feminine energy here, right? In a lot of ways with this hummingbird energy. The masculine side of our essence is learning how to appreciate the nectar of life. Learning how to enjoy and be present. This is also an energy of lifting out of negativity. The masculine energy is releasing negativity. It's releasing some of that pessimistic kind of outlook and energy and just becoming lighter in spirit. And then we also have the cross, which is about destiny, divine guidance, spirituality, conviction, duty, fate. And so the masculine is learning, it's feeling to me like the masculine side of our essence is learning a lot about duty and necessity. What's important and what's not, right? Like where its energy is best spent and where its energy is not spent. Like what are my true responsibilities? What are my true duties, right? What is it that really, what belongs to me and what doesn't? What is mine to carry and what isn't? And there's like a big energy of the masculine really growing. I mean, with this cross energy, this destiny energy, the masculine energy is really growing in terms of spiritual understanding. And there's been a lot of trials that the masculine energy has gone through. There has been some sadness. There has been some emotional loss. There has been a lot that I feel has pushed the masculine side of our energy at times into this crisis type state that we've had to rise above. And we do that by being present. We do that by by not getting caught how do I want to say this? It's like even when there are difficult things that we're experiencing. It's like the masculine has experienced some difficult situations, and the process of navigating these situations has really called upon them to call upon their inner sense of integrity, to call upon and connect more deeply to their divine guidance, to the spiritual side of their nature. It's really pushed them in a lot of ways. It's also brought up a lot of emotions. That the masculine side of our essence, remember, the female is the more emotional side, the masculine is the more logical side. So it's pushed the masculine out of a space of logic and more deeper into a space of feeling. And the masculine energy has needed to learn how to navigate that and learn how to release that and not allow that feeling to drag it into this heavy state of being. Right? That's where this lightness of being, this lifting out of negativity energy comes in. The masculine has really begun this process and is going to be beginning this process, I guess, because this is what's happening over this next year. But you guys know what I mean. I'm sure you're following along. It's definitely this energy of learning that, of understanding that, of knowing and learning how to experience emotion without drowning in it. There's been a deeper sense of resilience that has been earned as a result of going through these trials and coming out stronger and developing a deeper sense of spiritual connection through this process and somehow coming out much lighter, finding the good, seeing the positive in situations, seeing the divinity in situations. And we have on the bottom of the deck here, the moon, revealing the subconscious mind. So that's a lot of really feminine energy going on there. So the masculine side of our essence has really been learning a lot about their own feminine side, about how to integrate that feminine side. About these deeper aspects of self, and definitely a lot about the subconscious. A lot about the aspects of the self lurking under the surface. It's like learning, getting to know a whole new, deeper level of ourselves and the world, and therefore our place in it. And how to connect with a deeper strength, a deeper wisdom, a deeper intuition. All right, let's get some energy for the feminine side. Some energy for our feminine energy. What has our feminine energy been through? Or is going to be going through? What is our feminine energy learning during this cycle? What is our feminine energy learning during this cycle? First card out is wine. Developing over time, flavor, alchemy, transformation, ripening. So I feel like the feminine energy has been learning how to... It's once again with the hummingbird over here for our masculine energy and the wine over here for our feminine energy. Both energies have been learning this process of appreciation for the good things in life. But the feminine energy has also been learning how to, it's this process of transformation and alchemy here. And this process of allowing things to ripen in time. So there's like an energy of patience. Or an energy of patience. A lot about divine timing that I feel the feminine energy has been learning about. And we also have the family card coming out for the feminine energy. This is about loyalty, allegiance, faithfulness, commitment, tribe, kindred spirits, support systems, trust. So a lot of powerful energies there that the feminine energy has been learning and working with. So the feminine energy has been learning what truly supports me. What truly supports me? What matters to me? who supports me in my journey. The feminine energies really, our feminine energy has been learning a lot about that. About what true affection looks like, what true trust and commitment looks like, what loyalty looks like. They've been learning a lot about family. And so this is biological family. This is also soul family. This is family is not necessarily always connected by blood. Right? So there's been a deepening of appreciation for all of the different aspects of family. And what it means to have a true tribe, a true support system. And an appreciation for that. The female will be, or the feminine energy within us will be experiencing, I think, a transformation in terms of these energies. Right? Our feminine energy has needed to sort through these energies and really see, where am I supported? Am I supported by my family? Am I supported by my tribe, by my friends? Do I feel that sense of loyalty, that sense of support, or is there something that needs to be transformed? And the feminine side of our essence has been releasing a lot of these energies that don't fall in, that don't align. And releasing the energies within herself that prevent her from aligning fully with this manifestation of family that the feminine is desiring. There's been a transformation of some relationships, or there is going to be a transformation of some relationships that leads to a deeper sense of kinship and connection. And then we do have the male coming out, which is masculine energy, with the Twin Flames card, the Garden, which is a meeting event, and the Heart and Romance card. So the feminine side of our energy, really, it seems like, is attracting love. Is attracting meetings with these destined partners, because there has been so much healing, because there has been so much transformation in their relationships, because the feminine is so focused on soul family, on these solid commitments and relationships and connections, and has gone through this process of alchemy, of really transforming her relationships, transforming herself. The feminine side of our essence is bringing in this union energy, really. This soulmate energy, this balancing energy. She's really balanced with this Man card here. I feel also like the feminine energy has really learned how to call upon her masculine energy. And now the feminine side of our essence is calling in a counterpart as well. Which is beautiful. Any final cards here? And then we have the Child and the Stork. So during this next cycle, I mean, with these two cards coming out together, there may be babies being born or babies being made. But this is also the energy of renewal and transformation. Brand new and renew. I mean, these energies together. Yeah, there's a complete renewal of energy here. A transformation that brings about this new beginning, this new innocence, this new approach to life, and this new perspective and experience of life. So that's really gorgeous energy that we're moving into. I really love that. All right. I think that's probably going to do it for this reading. Really interesting, really beautiful energies that we are working with this first conjunction of Venus and Mars. And yes, there will be, as we said, those other conjunctions to come, that really big, long, extended conjunction. that we're going to experience next year as we're really working with a deeper refinement of these energies. But this is where it's really kicking off, where the new cycle is starting off, and it's looking really, really gorgeous. And like we're really going to be moving beyond the boundaries of what we've known previously, and really just initiating some big, bold, beautiful changes. So I'm excited for all of us. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you so much. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. There are links down below to donate if you feel so moved to do so. Drop a comment. Let me know how this energy is resonating with you. And I will talk to you all very soon. If you would like to work with me individually, one-on-one, all of my information is in the description box below, along with my email. Bye.